Alright, it is good to be back, and now I'm leaving the building, or via the camera. Howdy y'all, it's the Marble from YouTube land, and so it's been a few days since the last video went on, and it's been getting a lot hotter, but I'm glad to be back on it. So quite a few things been going on, and not an excuse to keep the will of Father waiting and reading His Word and understanding the history and the bringing down of what He's given us through the blessings, the covenants, the seeing where we went wrong as descendants of the ones who were doing it, and noticing in our hearts and in our days, noticing what we're doing wrong, and the only way we can make it right. So these are all wonderful things that we add into as we bring into application of reading the Word, applying it into our lives. So in the last, hang on, just swirl that around some more. In the last video, we were reading in Bere'shiyth, Genesis chapter 43, in the Cepher. This, if you don't know what a Cepher is, that's what that is. It's backwards, but take it to a mirror or pause it, screenshot, flip it, or read it backwards. You're smart enough to do that if you can find this video. So, awesome group of people are responsible for the establishment of this, but we're reading in chapter 43, and so what was going on there? And the famine was still going, and it just was getting worse and worse and worse. Nothing obviously was coming in to adjust the influx of depravity. So what do you think's going to happen? Is obviously there's nothing. You're down to nothing, and nothing is already there. You need more, and there's no income or influx of what it is. So from the natural order of things, so you're not getting anything more in, and so it's just getting worse and worse, the famine. Excuse me. And this was still during, Yasharel, Yaakov, is Jacob. He told the boys, "Hey, getting low on food again. Better take another trip downtown in the big city." And he's like, "Are you serious? Like, the mayor told us, we're not we're not to enter the city, let alone see his face, unless Benjamin's there. So if you want us to get more food, Benjamin's got to come with us. Lil Benny, And they kind of like this volley of arguments going between the boys and their father. And he snaps back, "Oh, but you had to tell him you had another brother, didn't you?" he's like, we didn't know that he was going to ask. Like, he was getting in our business. We didn't know he was going to ask about another brother, let alone tell him to bring it with us. It's kind of how I'm imagining. I don't think, I mean, it's possible, but a man having that many sons, I can imagine they've probably been smacked around a couple of times. But I can't imagine they would have been talking exactly how I was portraying it to their father. I know I'd have gotta, talk to me again like that. So, we go back and forth on that, and he's asking us, if you're still alive and how's you doing, and if you had another brother, and so obviously we were being tested, Dad. Like, he taught us we were spies, and so we had to do something. Like, we were being honest, as you raised us to be. So Yaakov's, all right. Well, if that's the case, take Benjamin with you. And Yehuda even volunteers as collateral for Benjamin if he doesn't turn him back or return back with him. And so he's going to take the blame if Benjamin never returns. So he's, Jacob's talking with them. Yasharel is talking with them, their father, and he says, well, if that's the case, take your brother, get some, make this guy a goodie bag, care package, take some of the stuff, like the best of the stuff we got, and send it through. I can see this, like, okay, what would be like the best of the stuff that I have from my gardens or my acquirement, my trades, anything like that, and what would I send as a gift to somebody of that stature. I don't have, like, I don't have, what do they call that? I don't have none of that chocolate that's wrapped in like 24 karat gold leaf or any of that, but I've got some honey, I've got some fruits and some stuff from the last harvest that'll go into this year's, and getting going on that kind of stuff. Things that I've dehydrated and saved and stored, and those kinds of things for our family, but those can also be used as a form of trade or payment or a gift. So these are all things that have been either acquired, harvested, or traded or bartered, or some of those things. This is what they got. Go down in the pantry and get the honey, get some spices, some nuts, some almonds, get a gift basket together and wrap it up nice and put a little bow on it. And he also remembers about the money that they found in their sack, and that came back with their grain already the first time. And he said, take the money that you guys found, put that separate, and then get more and double of what that is, and use that money to buy what we need. He's like, maybe it was a mistake on, somebody must have been first day on the job or something, and so they got all their stuff prepped and ready, and they're heading down there, and they get down there, and they're standing in Yosef's house, and the servant, they tell him to get moving. They're gonna be eating with them. So, oh, all right. Well, they get down. They're looking, waiting on Yosef, and they get there. Hey, got the gift bag, and they're going, and one of the brothers sees the servant, standing by, and he's like, hey, I don't know what happened. We had brought, the first time we came to buy food, and we had the money, and we paid for it. Somehow there was, must have been some kind of mistake. We don't know what happened, but we found the money that we used to pay for our food in our pouches. So, don't know what's going on there, but we brought it again and more money to get more food. So, can we keep doing business? And he's like, hey, it's not a problem. That's, I got you guys' money. It's written here right in the ledger. You guys are accounted for. That's a blessing from God. Don't even worry about it. And so they get heading into where the dinner table is, and Yosef said, hey, go get ready for food. So they get going, and they bring the present over to him, and he asks, so how was your guys' trip? How was your time going back, and what's been happening? Is your dad still alive? How's he? How's his health, and is he getting up there? And oh, hey, is this your brother that you were telling me about? So this is, he's going through all the things that he went through the first time. Hang on, I gotta get a cord or something. All right, that's better. The phone was dying. So, back on track on what we was talking about was Yosef was asking his brothers about all this, and he sees Benjamin, his brother, like Yosef's brother, and he sees him as his brother's telling him, your servant, our father, is in good health. And they all bowed down to him. Kind of like when he was talking about that in his dream, because Shimon is back there with him. So all of his brothers, right there, all around him, bowing down. His dream came true. It took a few years. It came true. At this point, Joseph's brother Benjamin comes into view, and Yosef is trying to hold himself together. This is his brother from his mother. All of the others are brothers of all of one father, but this is his brother of his father and mother. So, and he only had one of those. These guys were pretty close, and he's like, "Is this your younger brother to whom you spoke of?" And they're like, "Yeah, this is Benjamin." And he's like, "Well, you're definitely blessed in the eyes of Yah." And he runs off. It's like, "Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. The coffee hit me from this morning. I gotta get." He goes off and starts weeping for his brother because he's able to see him after so long. There was an event in my life where that had taken place where I was not able to see much of my family, and there was another event later on in my life where I had traveled and seen many of my siblings. And I remember when I first saw one of my brothers, we embraced each other like they're doing here, and we wept. We cried and cried and cried. It was an awesome moment. We both needed that too. You know, I'm not going to get into it, but from not being able to see each other when we were both not adults to seeing each other when we were adults, that was awesome, and kind of a similar situation here in that sense, but neither of us were ruling over each other. We were just brothers seeing each other again for the first time. Kind of what will happen on and in the next chapter or so. But he wept for his brother. The longing that he had just to hold him was tearing him apart. He had to leave and cry. So he comes back out. He's like, "Set lunch up. Let's go." And so they're doing that, and he sets all of his brothers at one table and everybody else that's going to be eating with them at the other table, because there's the Hebrews, here's the Mitzrayim. They don't do this together. The Egyptians, the Mitzrayim, it's a law. They don't mess with them folk. So they're chilling, they're eating, and they each get a good sized portion, a healthy portion for each one of them. But Benjamin, he gets one 5 times larger. He gets to pig out like nothing. Like his was 5 times more than anybody else's. So he got the big boy platter, if you will. So this is going on. They ate and they drank, and they were keeping on enjoying each other's company. And there were no issues at this time. So that was the ending where we left off in chapter 43. And so let's see what 44 holds in store for us, shall we? In the book of Bere'shiyth, Genesis, of the Cepher. And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, "Fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth, and put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, and they and their asses. And when they were gone out of the city, and not yet far off, Joseph had sent his steward, Up, follow after the men, and when do you overtake them, say unto them, Wherefore have ye rewarded evil for good? Is this not in which the Lord is not this it in which my Lord drinks, and whereby indeed he divines? Ye have done evil in so doing. And he overtook them, and he spoke unto them these same words. And they said unto him, Wherefore says my Lord these words? Elohim forbid that your servants should do according to this thing. Behold, the money which we found in our sacks' mouths we brought again unto you out of the land of Canaan. How then should we steal out of our Lord's house with silver or gold? With whomsoever of your servants it be found, let him both die. And we also will be my Lord's bondmen. And he said, Now also let it be according to your words. He with whom it is found shall be my servant, and ye shall be blameless. Then they speedily took down every man his own sack to the ground, and opened every man his sack. And he searched, and began at the eldest, and left it at the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Then they rent their clothes, and laded every man his ass, and returned into the city. And Yehuda and his brethren came to Joseph's house, for he was yet there. And they fell before him on the ground. And Joseph said unto them, What deed is this that you have done? Know you not that such a man as I can certainly divine? And Yehuda said, What shall we say unto my Lord? What shall we speak? Or how shall we even clear ourselves? Elohim has found out the iniquity of your servants. Behold, we are my Lord's servants, both we and he also with whom the cup is found. And he said, Elohim forbid that I should do so. But the man in whose hand the cup is found, he shall be my servant. As for you, get you up in peace unto your father. Then Yehuda came near unto him, and said, O my lord, let your servant, I pray you, speak a word in my lord's ears, and let not your anger burn against your servant, for you are even as Pharaoh. My lord asked his servants, Have ye a father or a brother? And we said unto my lord, We have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one. And his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother. And his father loves him. And you said unto your servants, Bring him down unto me, that I may set my eyes upon him. And we said unto my lord, The lad cannot leave his father, for if he leave his father would die. And you said unto your servant, Except your younger brother come down with you, you shall not see my face any more. And it came to pass, when we came up unto your servant, my father, we told him the words of my lord. And our father said, Go again, and buy us a little food. And we said, We cannot go down, if our youngest brother be with us. Then we will go down, for we may not see the man's face, except our youngest brother be with us. And your servant, my father, said unto us, You know that my woman bore me 2 sons, and the one went out from me, And I said, Surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not since. And if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, ye shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to Sheol. Now therefore, when I come to your servant my father, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his life is bound up in the lad's life, it shall come to pass that when he sees the lad not with us, that he will die. And your servants shall bring down gray hairs of your servant our father with sorrow to Sheol. For your servant became surety for the lad unto my father, saying, If I bring him not unto you, then I will bear the blame to you, my father, forever. Now therefore I pray you, let your servant abide instead of the lad, a bondman to my lord. And let the lad go up with his brethren. For how shall I go up to my father, and the lad not be with me? Lest peradventure I see the evil that shall come upon my father. This is the conclusion of Bere'shiyth, Genesis chapter 44 in the book Cepher. There's quite a bit in here that we'll have to get into in the next video when we do the recap. So stick along and follow along. Bring your books. Cepher just means a numbered writing, and if you can't tell, that's what it is. Bible comes from the Babylonian word biblios, I believe. Let me know if I'm wrong. Please do. I will address it. Which also just means book, though, as well. So, yeah, let me know. Share some stuff, and the things in the recaps. If you guys are watching these and you want to send some comments down, hey, what about this part in the recap, or let me know in the comments things that you guys are getting from these. It's not just a recap of for me, but this is also as a reminder what's taking place in the last chapter and how it's going to follow through with this next. So, in what we're reading. So this is a memory ability to keep what we're reading and processing it to where we can hold it more. What's this is also doing is the ability to retain it as well. So put your takeaways down in the comments section as well. See what we both get. There's maybe things that I'm not getting that you guys are seeing as well, and I will put those up here too. Those are all wonderful inputs that we as followers in the way we follow, we're ones in the assembly of Yah, the followers and the unity of a body, the congregation, the assembly. Put your name on it. That's what we are. Brothers and sisters in the Father. So, put your stuff out. That's what I'm doing here. So, blessings, y'all. See y'all on the next one. See what we got with Yosef and his brothers going on. Blessings, y'all.